let's get you into the AP Top 25 for week 14. And y'all, can you believe it's been 14 weeks already? All right, so here we go. All right, so we begin with South Carolina, who, of course, again, are the unanimous pick at number 1. They are 21-0 on the season. We do have Iowa, who moved up a spot from last week, which I assume they were the AP was going to do that. They are now 21-2 on the season and are in second place. But y'all, this second place spot, something seems to be wrong with it because whoever gets put there basically immediately gets dropped back down. So we'll see. We'll see how long Iowa stays in that position. We have NC State at number 3. They moved up 2 spots from last week as well. They had a pretty good week in terms of winning some big games, including that big game against North Carolina. Yes, North Carolina isn't the best team in the world. However, that was a very, very close game. Very close game. We have Colorado, who moved up 2 spots as well. With some big games, including a win against both of the Washington schools. And they are in 4th place. We have Ohio State that is just continuing to move on up. Ohio State has really found their groove. Cody McMahon is balling out of control. And then J.C. Sheldon, of course, is continuing to ball. And then you have other players on Ohio State as well, just all gelling together, which is making Ohio State look very, very good in the Big Ten. They are now 19-3 on the season and are in 5th place. We have Stanford at number 6. They did move down, which makes sense. They had that massive loss against USC, where basically the team was almost outscored by Juju Watkins on her own. They had 58 points as a team, and Juju Watkins had 51 points. So it's crazy. It makes sense why they dropped down the way they did. I am surprised that they didn't drop down even lower. But 6th place is fine for Stanford. They are now 20-3 on the season. We have Texas, who dropped down, or actually who went up, I should say, 5 spots. They are 21-3 on the season and are in 7th place, continuing to rock and roll in the Big 12. We also have, for another Big 12 team, we have K-State, who has gone down 6 spots. They were at number 2, but as I said, there's something about that number 2 spot where they end up losing the next week. So K-State lost 2 massive games because of Ayoka Lee being out. Ayoka Lee is a player that K-State heavily relies on, especially when they're playing a team that is able to get in the paint and grab some rebounds. That's something that K-State is struggling with, and we'll see if they're able to turn it around before Ayoka Lee comes back, because she'll be out for a couple more weeks. So they are now in 8th place, dropping down 6 spots. We have UCLA, who have dropped as well. They had 2 pretty bad losses this week, including a huge one against Stanford yesterday, or on Sunday, I should say. They are now 17-4 on the season. And again, just like K-State, UCLA is missing their big woman in the middle. Lauren Betts is day-to-day. She will be back this season, according to head coach Corey Close. But we don't know when she'll be back. So that is definitely a point of concern for UCLA fans. They really do run on the speed of Lauren Betts, so we will see what happens. We have USC, who moved up 5 spots. Makes a lot of sense. Juju Watkins is continuing to do her thing for USC. It's just sort of special to see the resurgence of USC by Juju Watkins. They won their games last week. All right, going down the list, we have UConn at number 11. Makes sense. I mean, they're continuing to win games in the Big East. Yes, they did have that one upset against Notre Dame, 2 weeks ago. But they have written the ship and won their games last week. Speaking of Notre Dame, they moved up 2 spots and are at 12. At the 12th spot, Hannah Hidalgo just continues to do her thing. She is the fastest person to 500 points for Notre Dame. So shout out to Hannah Hidalgo for that. Hannah Hidalgo is just balling, y'all, and she's still a freshman. Just like Juju. They still freshmen, y'all. LSU went down 4 spots. Made sense. They're now in the 13th spot because of that loss that they had last Monday against Mississippi State. So y'all may not remember last Monday when the new AP poll was released for week 13. That night, LSU lost in an upset game against Mississippi State. So it makes sense that they're going to drop down. They did have a comeback game against Florida, but Florida is a very different team than Mississippi State. So, I don't think that helped them much. We have Indiana, who went down 4 spots. Makes sense. They did have that big loss against Ohio State. We have Louisville continuing to just sort of do their thing quietly in the ACC. They moved up 1 spot to number 15. We have Virginia Tech that's just, also continuing to do their thing as well. They're number 16. We have Oregon State as well. These Pac-12 teams, man, the Pac-12 is crazy. I'm gonna just say the Pac-12 has been real crazy, and we've just seen lots of spikes with Pac-12 teams. Like, who's gonna win, who's gonna lose? You just don't know. On any given day, you just don't know. For Baylor, they are dropped 5 spots from last week. They are now in the 18th spot. They are 17-4 on the season. Gonzaga is at number 19. The sisters are still doing their thing. They're still doing their thing from Gonzaga. Not Washington. Utah is at number 20 with some big games last week as well. They are 17-6 on the season. Creighton is representing for the Big East alongside UConn. They are in the 21st spot with a record of 18-3. West Virginia, something. They are that was stupid. That was so stupid. West Virginia is in the 22nd spot with a record of 19-2. And y'all, question: when y'all see the West Virginia logo, do y'all see the Wonder Woman logo? I don't know. I see the Wonder Woman logo when I look at West Virginia. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think of that song, that song that I don't even know the words to. All I know is West Virginia, something, take me home, Anyway, West Virginia continues to do their thing, slowly but surely moving up on the rankings. Shout out to those Big East women not Big East, Big 12 women of West Virginia. For the 23rd spot, we have Syracuse, who have dropped 2 spots from last week. They are 18-4 on the season. We have Oklahoma that are in the top 25. Oklahoma, they really have been doing their thing. I know there hasn't been that much talk about them. I haven't talked about them that much on my channel, but y'all, Oklahoma, they're steady Freddy. They're a team that, works hard, is not a flashy team at all. Probably won't get that much recognition, but they're slowly but surely winning games. So shout out to those Cowgirls at Oklahoma. And then we have Princeton, who is once again in the top 25. They're the lone representatives for the Ivy League women. They just continue to do their thing for the Ivy League. So we'll continue to see how they do, and especially as we go into tournament play, be interested to see where Princeton lies. So other teams that received votes this week include UNLV. We have North Carolina, Fairfield, which is a team that I have not watched a game this year of, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida State, Michigan, and one lonely vote for Duke. All right, guys, that is your top 25 for this week. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have any comments about a team that made it or a team that didn't make it to the top 25 list? What do you think about the rankings and how exactly that went around? Would you have put LSU lower? Would you have put UCLA lower? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.